Very pleased not to be joined here at Blogging the Boys by the one and only, the dashing, the debonair, my personal best friend, my favorite host ever, as I told him once upon a time, of MTV's The Challenge. It is longtime NFL wide receiver, New York Giants wide receiver, which is the only thing I don't like about him. Victor Cruz. Victor, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
No problem at all, man. Thanks for having me.
I told you last time that you were my favorite host ever of MTV's The Challenge. All due respect to TJ Lavin. But you're my favorite person who does a lot of things. And something we talked about last time, my favorite, dare I say, scratch golfer. How's the game? I've been wondering since we last spoke.
The game is progressing. We're getting better. We're obviously still as addicted as the last time we spoke. So I'm excited, man. I'm just gonna keep playing. I'm down to a 10 handicap, so we're trying to work our way down to single digits. But we're grinding, man. We're on this golf grind for sure.
The humility of, I'm down to a 10 handicap is just really, casual. Victor, I just want you to know for people who
It's
don't
not
know.
set the bar too high. My J.R. Smith is a scratch. A bunch of my homies are twos and threes and fours. So I feel like I got some work to do, even though I've done good up until this point.
Well, J.R. Smith cheated. He had some academic help, recently. You know what I mean? So he's got some tutoring or some actual, coaching that is happening in a very different respect. About last golf question, because I just have to know, you got one shot. What club you going to? What do you trust the most?
Ooh, I gotta go. I gotta go with a wedge. Any gap wedge. I'm ready to rock and roll. That's handy dandy right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. You put a 56 degree in my hand, and I suddenly feel like I can fly. You know what I mean? And so that's just kind of the way it goes. You are a very busy man these days, Victor. And so I want to start right away. You are working with Captain Morgan. You are a very fashionable person. As I understand, your Captain Morgan partnership is related to this world.
Yeah, 100%. It's our first ever merch drop. I mean, I've obviously loved working with Captain Morgan for, a very long time now. They're just great partners with the NFL as well, which is always great. And we're doing our first merch drop in collaboration with KidSuper. It's just incredible, allowing me to like have some input. Definitely having the input on the style and the swagger and the crew neck. It's a crew neck sweatshirt in two different colorways, and you can just expect it to be as fly as anything that I've done in the past. And having my energy on it. There's some salsa involved. There's some different things from a style perspective involved, but it definitely speaks to me and who I am. And just giving this moment to allow the fans to be part of the crew. You know what I mean? To be part of the vibe and part of the things that Captain Morgan and myself and obviously Kid Super are into. So November 22nd, I believe it's this Friday. You can go to followthecaptain.com, kidsuper.com, pick up those crew necks. And I want to see guys out either at the games or out and about, rocking those joints and showing love.
That is awesome. Captain Morgan's scavenger hunt, Follow the Captain, is back for its second year. And so all this is just great vibes, great fun, great energy going along with what Captain Morgan has going on, obviously. I'm curious, just kind of for your perspective, because I think your reputation is as a fashionable person, as an eclectic person, as someone with a vibrant personality, both on the field and off the field. Do you think that that would be the case if you hadn't played for a New York franchise? Like if you played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, do you think that would be the case?
Yeah, I think that was kind of always in my blood. It was always, I loved getting dressed. I love fashion. I love the intricacies of it. I love traveling across the world to see different fashion shows and be privy to different fashion houses and meeting creative directors and designers. Like I was always something that I was very much into. So I think even, if I would have played anywhere, those same likes and those same things that I love to do would have remained for sure.
Sure, that makes sense. I guess where I'm coming from is the opportunity and the stage and just kind of the association of playing for, the media capital of the world.
Oh yeah, let's be clear. Playing for New York amplified everything that
Right.
I wanted to do and amplified the opportunities for me tenfold, for sure. So I'm definitely understanding of that, and I feel like I did a good job of taking advantage of that and understanding that and making sure that I, gravitated to that and did it in an organic way, so it didn't feel like it was forced or it didn't feel like it was natural to me. But yeah, for sure. I mean, being from here and playing here professionally just amplified a lot of the things I do even to this day.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak as somebody who covers the Dallas Cowboys that sometimes a New York Giant can feel inauthentic, or it can feel forced, or it can feel like they're leaning too much into it. For you, it was always very, to be quite frank with you, annoying because it was so natural and it was so comfortable and it was so easy, and so we were always very jealous in that respect. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the Giants, obviously, and we're chatting one day after the news that Daniel Jones is being benched for the rest of the season. The Giants are playing the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. You were not familiar with tough seasons and tough quarterback play in terms of your time with the Giants, but I mean, it's just again being a part of that capital, being a part of that stage. It just has to wear on you, I imagine. At least that would be my assumption.
Yeah, big time, for sure. Even as a fan, now that I'm on the outside looking in and just wanting, obviously as a player having success and being in the playoffs a few years, winning a Super Bowl, and just being in contention year in and year out was always something that I thought we would carry on, forever. Just being a competitive team that's always in the hunt was something that I thought would be, remain synonymous with the New York Giants, and that hasn't been the case for quite some time. I know we have a playoff win a few years ago. But other than that, we haven't been able to get over that hump to remain a competitive team and remain in that playoff hunt and be competitive. So I think the move yesterday was just indicative of that, of wanting to kind of turn the page and see if we can start getting ourselves in rebuild mode and see what comes up in the draft, and also seeing what talent we have, evaluating everybody on the football team, Tommy DeVito included. I'm happy for him to get another opportunity to prove himself and to show that he's a quarterback that can play in this league and that can be successful. So we'll see what he can do, and I'm excited for what's to come.
I think that's really good perspective, which is really difficult to have when things are like this. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't ask you about the Dallas Cowboys, because I'm curious about something from a division rival's perspective, or somebody who's been in that boat, in those shoes. I know the boat pictures is kind of bad for the Giants. I don't mean to poke at something sensitive. The Cowboys lost on Monday Night Football the night before you and I are chatting, and after the game, CeeDee Lamb had a quote that I've never really heard anybody kind of offer. He said, "Obviously, everybody's looking to embarrass us," talking about the Cowboys. And you played in a time where I think the meme of who the Cowboys are in terms of their historic drought really kind of reached a different level. I think the internet and social media really helped that. There was all the, UConn has more playoff wins than the Cowboys in their own building for a little bit of a time, things like that. In your experience, is there something to, I think people think that playing the Cowboys comes with a stage, but is there something to, man, there is a little bit of a stage, and it's the Cowboys, maybe beyond being a division rival. We do want to embarrass them because we know if we do, it leads to more fun, it leads to more fodder.
I mean, listen, it's a National Football League. You're trying to embarrass everybody. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. Yes, obviously, the Cowboys are a little bit more incentive because of that stage. They're on TV every single day, win, lose, or draw. They're talking about how bad they are. They're going to talk about how good they are. They're always going to be talked about. So it's something that, comes with the territory as a football player for the Dallas Cowboys. You're just going to be talked about, and every single team is going to want to rip your head off and wants to beat you as much as they can. So, I mean, it's kind of the same in New York, right? The stage, the level of play, we're talked about every day as well, win, lose, or draw. Like, there's just things that go on when you play for a team with this much history and this much cachet, that you have to be prepared for what's to come with that. With the wins, it's great. Obviously, the city loves you, which I've been there. And then with the losses, you get booed in your own stadium. And those are real things that happen as well. So it's about the hierarchy drafting the right types of players so that they understand and can manage and go through things like that and still be understanding of, it's the next week, let's get better, let's continue to perform and see where we net out when it's all said and done in January.
That's interesting to say the least. Kind of common sense, but it sounds better coming from you. KidSuper.com. People once again should follow the captain, and throughout the season, people who do will have a chance to get prizes, autographed items, NFL tickets, exclusive behind the scene tours of famous stadiums, and more. Victor, I last question, because it's just I have to know, what's the one course on your bucket list?
Ooh, one course on my bucket list is actually two. Pine
Okay.
Valley,
Okay.
uh,
Good call. Good call.
which obviously both of these courses I'm about to name, Eli is a member at, that I just recently found out. So I gotta
Yeah.
put him in a hat next time I
Oh
see him.
well,
So
if you're talking Eli membership, then I think I know the second one that you're going at, because that was national news pretty
yeah,
recently.
Augusta National, I need that invite almost immediately. Like, Eli, don't play with me. I'm here. I'm available. I don't live too far. I know where you live, also, Eli. So don't hide. You can't hide from me. So, but yeah, those two courses are top tier for me for sure.
So, and I'm sorry, but I have to know now. Do you feel like if Eli were to be like, "All right, Victor, let's go. We're going to Augusta right now," your game has to be at a certain place to be able to say yes to that trip. Like, you're going to say yes no matter what. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
your game has to be at a place that you trust, because you don't want to go there and be the person who, the media member who won the lottery and plays the Monday after and shoots 150. You know what I mean? Do you trust yourself? That, and I recognize that's a bold question.
I trust the game. I mean, I played where did I play? I played Glen Oaks yesterday. Had the course to ourselves. I shot
Humble
an 80.
brag. Victor Cruz, my
Shot
favorite
an
person on
81
earth. I play
yesterday.
humble.
So I shot an 81. I feel pretty good about it. And the game's coming around. So as long as I can get in the fairway, I'm down. I'll live with whatever results come after that. But I'm confident in my game, and like you can't turn down Augusta. I don't care if you're a 20 handicap. You got to go. You have to
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I think that that's the right mindset. Don't get me wrong, but it just you want to go and you want to play well. You know what I mean? I asked Matt Ryan, obviously local to the area for a long time. You know, if he was ever pleased, and he didn't tell me what he shot, but he said I played well. You know, like, and you want to be able to say that sentence that way, and I certainly trust that you would be able to, and I certainly trust that maybe not at Augusta, no offense to the course, but you would offer, you know, this crew neck. You know what I mean? Like that's the next challenge for you, Victor. Is where this I've seen you rocking some fashionable items on the golf course. So I imagine you're going to represent Captain Morgan well.
Absolutely. Can't wait to rock the crew neck on and off the golf course and just represent the vibe. I think the crew necks are special, very special items, and can't wait to see them not just on myself but around town. People rocking them in good health.
Victor, thank you so much for the time. Happy holidays. Hit them straight, and hope all your putts fall.
I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.